Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are once again going to talk about the United States and Cuba and Mr. Rocha and what happened and where it goes from here, because we do have more information now and it puts a little bit more light on the situation. When reporting broke on this story, there was a lot of speculation, not a lot of information. When we talked about it earlier, I said you were looking at a situation that was either going to be incredibly minor or it was going to be huge. You weren't going to get something in the middle. I'm going to suggest that the longest running alleged infiltration of the U.S. government that's known is kind of a big deal, which is what the allegations are. So, the allegations as they have come out. Basically, they are saying that Rocha was working for Cuban intelligence for more or less 40 years and managed to remain hidden during that period, and nobody picked up on it. That's kind of a big deal. As far as how the case progressed, based on what is publicly available, U.S. counterintelligence, they got wind of something somehow. That suspicion led them to hang up a fake flag. There's another term, but it's been so closely associated with conspiracy theories, nobody wants to use it anymore. But this is what it actually means. They hung up a fake flag, meaning they posed as Cuban intelligence and reached out to Rocha, asked for a meeting. According to the allegations, he agreed to the meeting, sat down, they had a few conversations, a few meetings. According to what the government is saying, during this period, those posing as Cuban intelligence, they were basically like, hey, we need to know if you're still with us. I'm obviously paraphrasing here. And he was kind of like, are you joking? Of course I'm still with you. I've done more for the revolution than anybody. Asking me if I'm still with you is like questioning my manhood. And then there's some descriptive stuff there. That's going to be a key part of any potential case against him. During these conversations, he allegedly referred to the United States as the enemy. Based off of what is available, I would be surprised if this goes to trial. I feel like an agreement is probably going to be reached to avoid a trial here. So that's the information. This is going to send shockwaves through U.S. diplomatic circles. If you are somebody who works for state, yeah, be prepared for to have to refill out all those forms and maybe, sit for an interview or two. Because my guess is somebody who worked for a foreign intelligence service for roughly 40 years and it wasn't uncovered, they're probably going to take that as a sign that some changes need to be made and some reviews need to be conducted. This is, of course, going to shine a light on the U.S.-Cuban relationship, which at some point is going to have to be altered. The dynamics of it are based on the Cold War. The reason Cuba is viewed the way it is in large part due to its possibility as being useful to the Soviet Union, a country that no longer exists. It will shine a light on the current relationship, and eventually it'll probably lead to change in that relationship, because the current method of engagement is definitely outdated. It's not like Cuba is an actual threat to the United States anymore. However, because of this situation and what this is, the initial light that gets shown on this, it's not going to encourage people in U.S. foreign policy circles to have warm and fuzzy feelings towards Cuba. But this actually might be, as weird as it sounds, this might be the start of that relationship being re-examined. We'll have to wait and see, of course. So that's where this is. Definitely not a minor thing. In fact, a pretty big thing that will probably end up in history books and end up being case study and all of that stuff. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.